What is good, Zodiac Chatline fam? It is Tuesday, September, oh my gosh, what is 17th, 2024. It is the Pisces full moon lunar eclipse. Welcome to the Zodiac Chatline. I'm your host, Tanae. You know, Cassie gonna be in here in a minute. And the concept of a show. We may not have the whole show, but we got a concept of the show. Cassie's gonna hop on, and we are gonna give you some Pisces full moon little chit chatter. Hello, Queen.
Hello, hello, hello. Look at us with our wired headphones.
I mean,
Ready to go.
didn't we tell Mercury to F off? Because I was like,
Suck it,
where? Ooh,
Mercury.
right there, right there. What's up, girl? How are ya?
Whew.
Yeah,
I'm hanging in there. How are you?
girl. I'm glad that's not a type of shit you watch from a distance. Because that's where I'm at in my own be peaceful. But before we get into that, let's talk about, or should we get into that first?
You know what? We've got concepts of a show. So you decide where we start and I will follow.
You know what? We're gonna get into the planets first because that's actually what really matters. If we go too far in that, we might lose a lot of people.
True.
So as everybody knows, we are of course still in Virgo season, aka Beyonce season. We're here for it.
Always.
And we are on the Pisces full moon lunar eclipse, the first in a series of eclipses that is happening. So, we do talk about full moons and new moon energy. Eclipses, they just a little bit different, energy. But we do have the sun currently hanging out in Virgo. Mercury is there, so that's good. Really comfortable place for Mercury over there. Venus in Libra, girl, living it.
Still cute.
Loving it there. Mars in Cancer, welp.
That's a place Mars can be.
Welp. Jupiter in Gemini, and then joining this lovely full moon in Pisces is still Saturn retrograde, and Neptune retrograde. So yeah.
A long, strange trip
something.
It's being.
Right. Is it ever gonna stop? And Uranus is still retrograde in Taurus. And of course, we are watching the last moments of Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, because that's what's happening. But let's talk about this full moon before we talk about that retribution. So Cassie, tell me about this full moon.
So, all right, a few interesting things about this full moon. One is that right now, so the eclipses are typically happening wherever the nodes are. Right now, the North Node is in Aries and the South Node is in Libra. But as we mentioned, this full moon eclipse is happening in Pisces. It's like so super close to that North Node in Aries, but it is not quite there. And this eclipse is in Pisces is giving us a preview of what is to come when the North Node moves into Pisces next year. So pay attention. Full moons are always a time where you can expect to have like weird dreams, kind of weird thoughts, interesting notions. And anytime the moon is in a water sign, so which Pisces is, you can expect your psychic energy to be super heightened. So I would suggest paying attention to what's coming up for you now during this full moon, because it's likely to be reflected back to you come January of next year. And you may notice that theme overarching into mid 2026, because next year's 2025.
Right.
When the node finally moves, or when the nodes are finally out of the Pisces Virgo axis. Another thing is the last time the nodes were in, the North Node was in Pisces was 2006, June 2006 to December of 2007. So some of the stuff that comes up for you around this time may also be connected to what was going on in your life at that time. And in general, full moons are a time to release. They're not a super ideal time to manifest or to try to lay out plans, and especially not during eclipses. It's just too much chaotic energy. You've said this before several times on the show, and I really think about it every time we go through an eclipse. Eclipse is just eclipse things in and then out. And it may be that by the next time we see an eclipse, which I believe is a solar eclipse in Libra, is that
Okay,
right?
yep. Yep, that is
Um,
correct. In
yeah.
mid-October, beginning of October. Yep.
Um, whatever craziness is coming up for you right now may already be done by then and may be resolved by then. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. What do you think, Tanae?
You know, I'm a fan of the truth, and I feel like eclipses tend to bring glaring truths to us or in our lives or to the people around us, celebrities included, whether or not we think that they're coming, we're prepared for them. Um, you can't fight an eclipse's energy.
Mm-hmm.
That is, hey girl, um,
Yes, I think.
you can't. That is something that is futile. That is something that is a waste of your time and the universe's. So I would just encourage everyone to just let it happen and know that at the end of it, it's most likely for your highest good. Even if you can't see it, I think, sometimes Pisces brings an energy of rose colored glasses where we can delusionally believe something that we glaringly know is not to be true. The opposite of Pisces is Virgo, and they're going to let you know, like, what are you looking at? Like, they're going to put it up to you. So, I think you should just, somebody says something, my favorite line during a close. Oh, okay. Just because there's no real need to argue, go back and forth. You let them feel what they feel, you feel what you feel. And as Cassie said, another eclipse will come around and you'll have to see how it all works out. With that, we had some stuff go on in America prior to this, but we're going to start at the top of what happened because we do a production meeting a couple days before this show. Okay, we was prepared to talk about the number one thing that happened the past couple weeks was the presidential debate. Okay, most of you saw it. I hope so. I really do hope you actually watched it, just as knowledge, because I think we've all gotten away from the idea that we should be involved in politics, that it's a game. All of these things are true. Yes, it's a game. Is it rigged? Probably. But if you don't know anything about it, you're not helping, and don't complain about it either. Anyways, I digress. So we watched this debate, and we watched Queen VP Kamala Harris come to a presidential debate, aka the final interview, fully prepared, fully prepared, okay, to explain to the American people what her views and her policies were. She had plans, okay? She laid out what her plans, economic plans, healthcare plans, reproductive rights plan, energy, environmental plans, okay? Small business plans, family care credit, tax credit plans. And then you had the other guy, DT45, because on this show, that's all we're ever going to call him, um, who said after, remember, he was in office for 4 whole years, wanted to repealed Obamacare, or worked to repeal Obamacare, and now has been out of office for 5, and told the American people that he had what? A concept of a plan with a straight face.
And that
Now,
was the least crazy thing he said.
okay, because the other things he said, I don't even want to repeat what he actually said, but the other things he said, I need you guys to know that is completely a false fabrication lie. His vice president candidate nominee admitted to creating stories to get attention for it, okay? There are real people, real human people that are being affected by these lies on a day-to-day basis. Children are being evacuated from schools with bomb threats. All of these people in Springfield, Ohio are here legally. They sought asylum. And if you don't know what that means, look it up. That's part of your DT45 problem. You don't even know what he's talking about. But anyway.
No, he thinks that seeking asylum is the same thing as being in an insane asylum. He has said this before.
So, with that, we did notice that there was an alleged attempt on his life again. However, no shots were fired. So, who knows? And he's blaming the Democratic Party for their rhetoric. Like, this is kind of, we talked about this. If I wasn't living this, I would think that this was a motherfucking movie.
And a bad one. A poorly written one at that. Like C-list at best. This is, you're not getting Dennis Quaid. Yeah, that's right.
It might be
you're
too good.
Randy
it actually
Quaid.
Might be right. It might be even too bad for Tubi. Y'all already know. It's
straight to YouTube.
It is mind-boggling that we are in Beyonce's year of 2024 and also Glorilla, Megan Thee Stallion, and Doechie's year, but I'm just saying. And of course, VP Kamala Harris. But what I'm saying is, come on. Like, y'all, like, this isn't, it's not really funny anymore. Like, yes, we're laughing, but it's really not funny because this is actually happening.
Yeah.
A lot of people are getting hurt. I do not think violence is the answer for anything. I have never, this is the first time I think in my lifetime that I have seen so many attempts on somebody's life that's not president. Do y'all realize how crazy that is? He's not even president. So anyways, Harris slapped his ass in the debate, in case you didn't see it. And I just want to make that want to put that on verbal record. What were you going to say, Cassie?
No, I was going to say, speaking of people, in the year of our Lord Cat Williams, 2024.
Hey.
So there again, we have a production call 4 days ago, thinking we're going to talk about some stuff. We have now talked about it, but
nobody prepared us for today. Girl, what happened?
So Diddy has pissed off a or multiple witches, and I tell you why. Okay, well, we all know that Cat Williams called it out at the beginning of the year. The truth is coming. Okay, it's coming for people. But Diddy got arrested for racketeering, for sex trafficking, for transporting people illegally for the purpose of prostitution, all manner of infractions due to insane things. Okay. But if you go back and look at the timeline of this, every major turning point in this case has come around a full moon eclipse. The first big development was just after the full moon in Taurus eclipse last Scorpio season. Diddy's a Scorpio also, by the way, with a Virgo moon and North Node in Pisces. But anyway,
pow, pow, pow.
His mansion was raided on the full moon eclipse in Libra during Aries season of this year. And now his arrest comes during the full moon in Pisces eclipse. Like, it's just crazy. And it's very interesting too, because the allegations in his charging documents go back to 2008, which was right when Pluto entered Capricorn. And Diddy in many ways is an excellent symbol of that classic Pluto in Capricorn male figurehead authority energy, right? And
Power
he
hungry, devil energy. If
devil.
you know
Mm-hmm.
anything about the tarot, and the music industry is very much connected to that card. But
Uh-huh.
continue.
Oh no, I mean that's it, right? And so now what we are seeing is that we the it's not holding. You know, the people are coming for the devil.
And and this isn't a regular case. This is a federal case, and he was arrested without bail. So that man
Yeah.
is already up there.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how. Now remember, he had money on money, and remember we what Cassie. I think they said something about how Cassie's allegations get like that also fell into it. But remember, then we saw that video.
Oh yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
we had that bullshit ass apology. First of all, sidebar, please stop. Do not give bullshit ass apologies because your PR team told you to. Uh, every Everybody is well versed in gaslighting at this point, okay, and narcissistic behaviors, and just don't apologize if you don't mean it. Just say
Yeah.
I did that shit and I'm an asshole. Stand on your
Yeah.
truth. Don't
Or do
apologize.
nothing.
Yeah, but don't not keep them weak ass apologies. But all of I'm telling you, you guys don't understand. Our group chat, when that happened, I was like, y'all, I am after DT45 and then this child. I hope they both make it to see the next eclipse because whoever they all pissed off, that's why you gotta watch how you mess. And what I was telling Cassie and Coral earlier today was, so Diddy's North Node is on Pisces and his South Node is on Virgo. And Pisces and Virgo is usually like a sacrificial type of axis. So it's like selflessness, something like that. And Diddy sacrificed a lot, okay, of people for his fame and his popularity and his money and all of that. And now he will have to sacrifice himself.
Mm-hmm. And his sexual fantasies too, both the Scorpio and Pisces of it all too, right? Like
A
just
mess. You're
so
despicable.
gross.
You're a despicable human. And I know we don't even know. I know the documents don't have everything in it. And that's fine. Because all them people about to rat you out. Because there's no way that they had that much evidence and ain't nobody said nothing. Bro, they not going to prison for you. I'm telling you. Some people might. And I'm not mad. Snitches get stitches. I get that shit. But choose your allegiances wisely, y'all. Um.
Right.
Also, today on the full moon, because the Republicans swear they're about reproductive rights, somehow the Senate GOP did block access to IVF treatments across the country. So, just in
Yeah.
case you were wondering how they felt.
Or should we say they blocked a bill
Mm-hmm.
that would have guaranteed the right to
Mm-hmm.
IVF
That's why
treatment across the
she's the
country.
trademark person and knows the correct words, so we don't get sued. Because I ain't got it. So you
Because
right.
no, but I mean fundamentally it's what they're saying is, oh yeah, we're all for IVF, but not enough to stand on that business.
Don't tell me you're for nothing if you ain't gonna fight for it.
And if you're for it, what is the harm of putting that in writing? Like, what are you worried about,
Hey,
babe?
just pay attention. And if you hear your idiot family members talking some bullshit and repeating what they heard and they ain't got no facts behind it, just be like, oh, okay. Um,
There's a line.
the only other is the vice presidential debate will be happening before you see us again. So that should be quite interesting. Go Tim Walz, and that's all I'm gonna say, because that other guy, that senator.
Yes. Exactly.
But most importantly, today is National Voter Registration Day. Check your voter registration bi-weekly. Okay, bi-weekly. Just go in there and say, am I registered? Because they playing games. And as Cassie stated before, remember this. If your vote wasn't that so important, why are they trying so hard to make sure that you don't vote?
Mm-hmm. And
Again,
that
use your brain. Take the
um,
time to know. There you go. Vote out, but check it. Check it. There is early election voting. I think in a couple of weeks. Please go ahead to vote.org. They will tell you all the business. But do not let them tell you that it is not necessary for you to go out and vote. You don't have to agree with everybody's policy because nobody does. But you do have to know that we have somebody who has, remember this, served in all three branches of government: judicial, legislative, and executive branches. She has served in all of them and been elected to all of those offices. So just remember that. The other guy, reality star and a felon. That's all that matters.
concepts of a plan. Concepts of a plan.
Oh my God, I want to say something so bad, but I'm not. Okay. So, because I don't want to repeat it, but it's so funny in my head. We will take 2 minutes to take a little moment. Right, been fired. That's exactly what you said. 81 million people fired you, and you having a hard time with that. Remember that too. But I just want to take a moment. We have lost some amazing humans in the past couple of days, and I'm a Gen X, 80s, 90s kid, so a lot of these people I grew up with. And Frankie Beverly was an amazing musician. If you don't know, Frankie Beverly and Maze, that's like old school R&B. If you don't know, too bad. And then Tito Jackson passed away. But the one that, yes, he was old, okay? The next person I'm about to say, but still, is Mr. James Earl Jones, aka Mufasa, aka the King of Zamunda. And he was also, of course, Darth Vader's voice. And then sentimentally for me, as some of you might not know, my dad was born in Sierra Leone, West Africa, and we lost a beautiful, beautiful, sweet soul in Sierra Leone born Michaela DePrince, who was an American um, ballet, ballet person. What is it? What is it? Ballerina.
Ballerina?
Look at that. I was so emotionally moved. I couldn't think. But she has performed with the Boston Ballet, the Dutch Ballet, and the Dance Theater of Harlem. So all of those people, I just want you guys to take a moment that, we are living in a very strange time. That's just straightforward. And we are losing some amazing souls. And so every single day is not guaranteed. And it is important to stand up for yourself, stand up for your fellow man. And, it is not okay to abuse people, to incite violence, to be racist, like homophobic, any of that stuff. Like, get over it. If it ain't got nothing to do, stay in your motherfucking lane. God damn. Okay. With that, we want to give a positive shouter outer to our friend to the chat line, Rachel.
Miss Rachel, if you all remember, last week we had Rachel sent us a question and some backstory to the chat of rough Mercury retrograde times, and we received an update that everything has worked out for the best. And she let go and let flow, and lo and behold, the universe, the goddess, the cosmos brought it back to be the best it could be. And so much love to you, Rachel. Thank you for sharing your update with us. We're so happy that things worked out well. And please, people, come talk to us in the chat line. We want to talk about what's going on in your life, how you can optimize the astrology of the day to make your life easier. That number, again, if you don't have it already saved in your phone, is 313-416-9541. I'm putting it in the chat right meow. 313-416-9541. text us, leave us a voice memo, send us a whole bunch of gifts. However you feel like you want to communicate, we want to talk to
We
you.
are real live humans and we will respond. It's not
Yeah.
AI, promise. So, since we did not get a chat line, we decided to go back to our favorite thing to do is the big three breakdown. And we had a lovely, lovely person from the Ticker Talkers. Um, their name is Uncle Hayley. I think she goes by Sheba. I don't know. This I'm just trying to be, you know. And Uncle Hayley's big three is Scorpio Sun, Virgo Moon, Taurus Rising. Now, when I say, I was like, that's an interesting combination. Initial thought, this person is very, very attractive. And then I was right, but not what I thought. Not what I thought. I thought she would have a little more of a darker aesthetic, but very blonde. Like I'm not really being just describing this person, but beautiful. And watched one of her videos and thought it was going one way, and it shocked the shit out of me. So for me, overall, this person is a don't judge a book by its cover because I saw what I saw and then she spoke and I felt all of that type of depth of energy that comes from someone that has those placements. That is a very deep thinking, deep feeling human. I think their feelings probably get hurt more than they would ever let anybody know. I would never, and I'm repeating this in all caps, never piss this person off or cross them because they have the staying power to destroy your life. What do you think?
Interestingly, you know, the Diddy shares at least the Scorpio and Virgo portion of it. And to to that end, you know, every one of us is comprised of shadow and light. And you can lean into the best of the energy you are given, or you can lean into the worst. And somebody with Scorpio, Virgo, Taurus has an incredible amount of power. And they can use it for good, or they can use it for evil. And just like you don't want to cross this person wants Uncle Hayley. I encourage you to watch out for places where you are your own worst enemy because there is nobody else that can take you down but you. And you do not have to. And you, Virgo moon, any prominent Virgo placements, I feel like a piece of advice I give is to not be overly critical of yourself. That is for all of us right now in this full moon eclipse. I think one thing that you can release is perfectionism. Release the need to micromanage every aspect of yourself. You do not have to do that. Like, it is okay to fall short of your own high expectations. Like, that's fine. It all you have to do on this earth is convert oxygen to carbon dioxide for plants. That's all you have to do. Okay? Everything else is a bonus, and you are deserving of love and grace and tenderness and rest, regardless of how productive or seductive or whatever the fuck else you want to be. And also, with anytime you have two of your big three, I think, in opposition to each other. So in this case, her sun is opposite her rising sign of Taurus. You know, it creates a bit of tension. And, you know, the Scorpio and Taurus axis is a very deep one. It's a very stubborn one. And it is between really reality and realms unseen. What you can touch and what is beyond even grasp, beyond the ability for the human mind to grasp, right? And that's a difficult tension to walk. But I think leaning into your deep thoughts And as we said, we were on our production call when we watched this creator's videos. I haven't gone back and watched more, but she strikes me as somebody who's thinking very deeply about things, and that's a good thing. Staying on the surface is never like it's not
It's
going to
so
work for
boring.
yeah, and it's not going to work for somebody with those placements. There
No,
are some, like
they're
if you were
gonna
a Aries, Gemini, I don't
Libra.
know, Sag or something, yeah, or Libra, like maybe you could, but
They're
uh
they're gonna
yeah.
see through your bullshit faster than you can try and throw it at them. Like
Yeah.
that's a
Hmm.
person that you not getting over on them. And if you do, it's because they let you because they're circling back at a moment.
Yeah.
Like you just.
Yeah.
But I listen, Uncle Hayley, we appreciate you dropping those big three. And I love Cassie's advice of being a big thinker. I would encourage you to journal, write poetry, anything where you're able to really and continue to make content, especially content that it seems like your content wants to help the greater good and be of service to something, because that is a Virgo's representative energy, is like service.
Hmm.
And so, girl, live your life, because we love some fixed sign energy over here.
Yes. I will say another kind of point of sort of caution and um what I could see as a potential a challenge for Uncle Hayley is the desire to control everything. You can't
Mm-hmm.
control everything, and nor should you bother. That's sort of a waste of your own great reservoirs of energy, because even though Taurus gets this reputation as being lazy, they are not. They just sit on great stores of energy and wait for the right time to use it. Same with Scorpio in many ways. They're moving they're playing three-dimensional chess. They're like moving way below the surface where you can tell. And Virgos have a constant sort of frenetic,
Mercurial energy.
mercurial, almost obsessive energy. And they're very micromanaging. If at you know,
Yeah.
I don't mean that necessarily in a bad way.
But
They're
just to control
managerial.
the details.
Yes, yeah.
Um,
And you try to stay in tune with you know, don't feel like if it's requiring so much force, it's not worth it. You can let go and let flow.
yeah, especially
Like, yeah,
because you're a water sign.
yeah,
with
hmm,
some earthy energy, which
yeah,
mad respect on the earthy energy. But you know what, Uncle Haley, hopefully you see this and you tell us what you think.
yeah.
Um,
Thank you for
with
dropping
that
in.
said, another reminder, today is National Voter Registration Day. Okay. Please check your voter registration bi-weekly. Vote.org. Hit us up on the chat line, 313 416-9541. Play it. We over on there. We just waiting for y'all to hit us up, because
Yeah.
otherwise we'll just make some shit up. I'm just kidding. We'll have concepts of chats. Anyway, we're going to be done with that joke after the show. But thank you guys so much for being here and joining us. All registered, about to make up. Mama. Yes.
Yes,
Also,
Carrie.
Carrie, I am sending you all the good energy. The layoff is lending to something better, but shout out to your husband for getting that promotion, because, hey, every little bit of change is helping everybody these days,
Hmm.
because I know shit is expensive. But you know what? I think you should just, see
Let go
that
and
was
let
right.
flow.
That was your eclipse out energy, which means something by the Libra will eclipse in for you, especially because I think you are an
She is. I was
Aries.
just
Okay,
about to
okay.
say, yep. Carrie's an Aries.
Girl, Carrie's
Yep.
an Aries. Okay, girl. Well, you know what? Wait for that Libra solar eclipse. That might bring you what you
Yes.
looking for,
Something.
girl.
Yep. Yep.
What you
Something
looking
new.
for?
Hmm.
Cassie girl, I love you. I cannot believe this week. But
Yeah.
we always rise and make it work. And, you know, as a whole, as humanity, we are better than we appear on the news. So
Hmm.
I encourage you to find something positive every day in your life, because we will be continued until the election to be inundated with so much negativity and negative energy. Um, and that's all I'm going to say on that. So I encourage you to find the positive things in your life that bring you joy, and don't get sucked into that. Stay safe out there, because white folks is crazy. And Cassie, I love you, girl. Y'all, we will see you next time. It's all love, and we out of here, because what?
Peace.
Peace.